Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Lok number ESP-100B. This is an 8-inch security deadbolt strike, is what it is. Fairly common item that you're going to use in a residential application generally. When you are very likely just simply wanting to reinforce an existing installation, or you might be mitigating damage to an existing installation by going with a longer strike. Those would be the two reasons. New installations, not often, although people in the know will say, you know what, I had a door years ago that was kicked in. I want my new installation to include something large and heavy duty. This would certainly do it. But you'll notice that this strike, and I have one removed from the packaging, has a lip on it, so it will certainly serve more than just your deadbolt, but your dead latch really is what that's for. This might be very well placed to work with a dead latch deadbolt style, a slam style deadbolt. This would work really well. Okay, let's go over some dimensional properties, and it weighs about 0.35 pound, at least it does with its packaging. The thickness of the strike itself, according to the caliper, is 0.080. 0.080. Overall height, Lok has it at 8-inch. And we're certainly looking at about 7 7/8 with a width on the strike of about 1.25 inches. That hole is going to be centered, and that hole is going to be about 1 5/16 inches tall and about 13/16 wide. The height of the lip area, just because there's really not a technical drawing, looks like it's about 2 3/8. Now you'll see that you've got some staggered holes there, and if you're really paying attention, you might notice that the staggered holes are different sizes as well. The holes that are towards the lip, this one and this one, they're actually smaller, and that mates up well to the fact that 2 of the screws are physically shorter than the other 4, total of 6 holes. Now the reason that you've got larger holes here is this. In your mind's eye, imagine this. This is mortised down to the frame, or I suppose surface mounted as well, but generally mortised. Your frame construction is going to be like, it's probably a rabbeted frame, a single rabbeted frame, and your construction may look something like this, with this being your door. Okay, and these boxes here represent your studs. Okay, the studs don't go the full width. Now, the smaller screws, which are towards the lip of the strike, which would be the exterior portion, are really going to be there. Those longer screws, those are going to come and play there. The point that those are longer is so that you can sink them into the studs. That's why those screws are there. That's why they're offset, and that's why they're longer. You're going to absolutely want to be sure that you have pre-drilled these holes properly. When you're dealing with super long screws like this, the pre-drilling really needs to be accomplished. Too small, you're going to split something. Too large, you're not going to, bring to your benefit the proper screw withdrawal strength that you'd have. Rule of thumb is that the diameter of the drill bit that you use needs to be the diameter of the body, not including the threads. Okay. Now, speaking of installation, there is a link below this video to the installation instructions, and they are, by the way, printed on the back of the hardware. Align the strike plate over the deadbolt hole in the door frame. The 2 middle screws should be towards the center of the door frame. The 2 middle screws. Okay, so they have they've changed their design, certainly. The 2 middle screws that they referred to would be in general the longer screws. Well, this has the 4 middle screws should be towards the center of the frame. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drill an 1/8 of an inch pilot hole. That's what they're calling out for. You're going to want to make sure that you get a long 6-inch jobber's length to be able to get that pre-drill all the way into your studs. Install a short screw into a hole. Close the door, test for proper operation, and once you know everything is good to go, pre-drill and then attach the rest of those. Install the long screws in the holes closest to the center of the door frame. The long screws are intended to screw into the stud behind the frame. Check that the long screws will not break through or visually damage the exposed wood or drywall behind to either side of the frame. Perhaps slightly angle the screws toward the center of the frame if necessary. You can get away with a little bit of that. Not a whole lot, though. Not a whole lot. Okay. The problem is you're going to need to be careful with these because they're colored to match is the point. This strike, made of steel. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the ProLok items that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the ProLok, this is their part number ESP-110-B, and I believe they make it in a alternate finish. Let's pull that up and find out. ESP-100. When I click on the link to the manufacturer's page, I can pull up the Armor catalog, and that's what this is under. And as I load that catalog, it comes up and we can search the catalog, Control F or whatever it might be, ESP-110. Only the B finish is what that's available in. The point of that product catalog is to allow you to see all of the other security strikes that may be more applicable to what you're doing. Double hole, single hole, with, without lips, the whole 9 yards. Any questions on the ESP-110B strike or any other ProLok item, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.